Hello, Music Appreciation class. I am going to talk you through the rest of the PowerPoint that we did not really get to today in class in anticipation of exam 2. So you are going to do this. You're going to go to PowerPoint for Baroque. There's going to be two PowerPoints. Go to the Baroque one and go to, if I can see this, hold on a second. It's going to be number 72 on your PowerPoint. Number 72. I'm going to start us here. We barely listened to Spring. We only listened to a portion of it. So 72 is moving into the study of the concerto, and in this case it's the violin, so violin solo supported by an orchestra. It was, as we know, Opus 8 for Vivaldi. That means it was his 8th, we think. At least that's what it's numbered. His 8th composition, written in 1725. It's one of 4 because there's summer, spring, fall, winter. It's programmatic because he painted the idea that the sounds in these pieces would describe the seasons, and so it is called the seasons. And this is the spring. He also wrote poetry into the score to describe it. So again, it's programmatic or descriptive music. Number 73 in your PowerPoint. We know, as we listened to a little bit in class, that it's a ritornello. So you hear a theme, you're going to hear this theme over and over. It returns to this theme. Birdsong, major tonality. The brook babbling, major tonality. The summer storm, which is minor tonality. Back to the birdsong, the violin, major tonality. And then we return to the very end to the ritornello theme. So I'm hoping that you'll be able to hear the whole thing now. I promise you in the test you will hear at least one time the ritornello. That part I want you to be able to identify. And there is only one example that you can pull up here on number 74 in the PowerPoint. If you have your Cengage up on your computer, it will hopefully link you right to it. And you can listen to it, and that will be the listening guide in your textbook online. Going on to 75 in the PowerPoint. Now, we didn't study this at all. So, Toccata and Fugue in D minor by J.S. Bach, just my favorite. Written about, we think, 1708. A toccata is a free-sounding virtuoso, meaning the most difficult piece that an organist in this case could play, or toccata is usually on a piano or an organ, and it's usually for keyboard, like it says. But and a virtuoso, like Professor Letelier, is a very technically skilled performer. Now, I'm getting old, and my voice is going. I used to be a virtuoso singer, but I am no longer, but that was my life. You can use that word to describe the finest musicians in the world. You can see here the organ. Can't see me circle it, though. The keyboard, the foot pedals. Moving on to 76, Toccata and Fugue in D minor. Again, as we listen to this, can you identify the instrument? Do you hear the virtuosic playing in the toccata? And if you watch the YouTube link, you can see his feet moving. If you go a little further than what we did in class, how many parts enter in the polyphonic fugue? Did we talk about the fugue yet? What the fugue is? We're gonna. So there's all kinds of melodies coming in. The feet even bring in a melody. So this is definitely polyphonic. Is the meter of the fugue. So the fugue is the second portion. Is it in duple or triple? Because it starts out, the toccata is kind of like recitative, except it's not spoken, it's played on the instrument. It doesn't really go anywhere. You're waiting for it to take you somewhere, and then it does. It takes you to the fugue. So, watch the gentleman play the organ. I forget his name. He's one of the finest in the world. Can't think of his name right off top. But then go to Cengage and follow the listening guide. All right. So we have 7, count them, 7 listening examples that you will need to be identified on Tuesday. Let's move on to 77. We'll talk about the listening in a second, but this will all be on the study guide. Be able to define the musical forms studied, Gregorian chant, early through Baroque. So we're doing early, medieval, Renaissance, Baroque, Gregorian chant, organum, estampie, mass, opera, oratorio, cantata, concerto grosso with the ritornello form, and what opus is, and then toccata and fugue. Know about the patronage system. We're at 78 now. The availability of serious music to the public. Was it available? The contributions of significant composers. Important will be knowing that from 800 to 1750, through the Dark Ages, then up into the Baroque, free rhythm disappears, beat becomes strong. By 1600, the modal scales have, except for major and minor, have disappeared, so major and minor dominate. Early sacred music was for voices only, but by 1600, music was being specifically written for instruments. Texture becomes thicker, from one melody or monophony to polyphony, 1 or 2 melodies, to homophony, which we are familiar with in this day and age, melody with harmony. The orchestra develops. It's a small group of strings with an orchestra. With an harpsichord. Small group of strings with a harpsichord. That plucking. It's like piano with plucking on it. At 80, you will see, and also in your study guide, these are your listening examples. Dies irae, estampie, every valley shall be exalted from Messiah, the Hallelujah chorus from Messiah, Vivaldi's Spring Violin Concerto, Bach's Toccata and Fugue, da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Wish I could play that. Purcell's When I'm Laid in Earth. We saw that beautiful scene with the woman dying on stage, the opera singer. And that's also from Dido's Lament, from Dido and Aeneas. So also you have to identify these and then what period they are from. The majority of them, of course, are from the Baroque. Know the composer, the title, the historical period, like I said. Check your Blackboard tonight. By the time you get it, hopefully it's late Thursday night. And we will see you on Tuesday. We'll start with listening. And it will all be online in Blackboard. For convenience for you, it's definitely easier to do it online. I have figured that out. And I'm learning, guys, how to do this. So let me know if you have any questions. Good luck studying. Have fun listening. Really spend that time. You remember, you don't have to write a paper in here. You just get to listen to music, know a little bit about the history of music, and attend a couple of concerts. So, all right. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Tuesday morning. Bye.